Hi, it's a Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I need to get ready, and I thought it would be fun to try and get together kind of like an easy, not too much, but just enough summer look. I'm going to throw on some of the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder. This is the universal, it's the untinted version, and I picked some of it up here on my thumb. I'm going to use this all over the face because it does have an ingredient in it that helps your skin to not get too oily. And I'm like, yes, thank you. That's what I need. Temperatures are warming up and it's 90 what degrees outside, and I don't want all my face to slide right off. Also throwing on a little bit of corrector. Me and this Bobbi Brown corrector stick, we have been besties. This is in the shade Light Bisque. So it makes such a huge difference under the eyes. And then I just hit a couple of pigmentation spots I have around my face. You know, just a few. Yeah, I've been really heavily using this and I really have been liking it. I find that when I use a damp sponge to do this, that I end up kind of picking up more of the corrector and I don't get as much coverage. So I save my damp sponge for concealer, foundation, and I like using a sponge or using my fingers to tap in this color corrector. It doesn't pick up nearly as much. I feel like that's already done a much better job of getting rid of some of those really problematic spots for me. I'm going to also be reaching for the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Tint. Man, I really like this. I have the shade number 2. I'm going to put some on the back of my hand. Somewhere around here I have a palette, but oh, that's probably too much. Well, I won't need this much. Oh, pigment. And let's just bounce this in. I've not been able to put this down. This Natasha Denona concealer is everything I want a concealer to be. It is so good, and the fact that I don't need that much means I don't have to really worry about this going like something that I just tear through. So I'm going to hit some of the same spots I hit with the corrector. I think that's probably good. I'll just do a couple little dabby dabs here. We've had a really busy late spring. I guess it's not really officially summer yet, but it feels weird to say spring when it's this hot and we're all kind of in summer mode. But it's been really busy. I still have my mom visiting. My parents came out for my youngest's 8th grade graduation, and they were here at the end of May. My dad had to go back home to work, and my mom was like, I'm gonna stay. And so she's hanging out with us for a couple weeks, and then she's gonna drive down to my brother's who lives in Oregon. And then she's going to take our kids. And so the kids are spending a month with my mom and dad. But that first week, they'll be road tripping with my mom down to my brother's place for a couple of days. And then all the way back from Oregon to Ohio. So it'll be a fun, exciting summer for the kids. But I don't know what I'm going to do without my kids. I'm going to throw on some of the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I have the pink powder here. The last time my mom took the kids was just right before my health took like a serious dip. It wasn't doing good, but it was kind of like a slow downhill. And then by 2017, I had 3 brain surgeries. I got an infection in my brain. I had to be airlifted from our small town hospital to Seattle where my neurosurgeon is. I was in the neuro ICU for a week on like the strongest meds you can imagine. So I really feel like every time I think about that time, I try not to think about it because it was traumatic for everybody. My mom was visiting. It was right around Thanksgiving. We'd been out at my brother's place in Oregon, and my kids were 7 and 9. Saturday after Thanksgiving, I wasn't feeling good, so we drove home, and that night I got really sick. And I should have called like family in town and said, can I drop the kids off? My husband needs to take me to the hospital, but I didn't want to wake anybody up. I really hate inconveniencing people. And I was like, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. So once it was 8 o'clock, we called my aunt, dropped the kids off with my aunt. My husband took me to the hospital, and they're like, you have an infection in your brain. And they were trying to get a swab because I had a huge suture line in the back. And it was all like inflamed and it was terrible. They were trying to get a culture off of it. The whole thing ruptured. So now like my entire back of my head is open. Anyway, it was insane. They put me in an ambulance, took me to the airport, put me in an airplane, flew me to Seattle. And then I was in the hospital for 9 days. And 7 of those days I was asleep most of the time in the neuro ICU, and I'd had 2 more surgeries. I had a surgery in October, and then I had 2 more in November when things were bad. Anyway, I remember that time my mom was also watching the kids at that point. She was about to head back, her and my dad were about to head back from my brother's place after Thanksgiving, and I was like, Mom, I'm in the hospital, can you come? She's like, I'll be right there. So she drove from my brother's place to our place. My mom always rushes in and saves the day, and I'm glad that this time, like, nothing really bad is happening. They're just having fun. I mentioned before, especially in my May favorites, I mentioned that I'd been to see my pain doctor, and the pain from the 2 surgeries I had last year was better, and it only lasted for a week. I was so happy. I was recording that video going, look, I feel so much better. I was so grateful. And I was grateful. And then, like, the day after I recorded and put that up, oh, it all came back, and I was like, oh no. So I have another appointment coming up soon to go see my pain doctor to get another injection. And the comment was that this injection doesn't work, then we need to call the neurosurgeon. The reason for that being that if this next set of trigger point injections don't work to quell my pain, the concern is that they're going to have to remove the shunt that's there and replace it. So I have a ventricular peritoneal shunt, which is a device that's embedded in my brain. I've got a little bump here on the top of my head, and there is a small tube that goes down into part of my brain to pull out excess spinal fluid. And it's connected to a pump. The pump is connected to an actual like tube, a catheter that goes like down my neck and lands in my abdomen and drains there. And it's the end of that that keeps poking and hurting so much, where that tube ends in my gut. And I'm just like, ow, like I can't walk, I can't stand. I've basically been sitting in a chair for the last 10 months, and I've gained so much weight. I've been really frustrated because I literally can't do anything. There's no going for a walk around the community. There's no grocery shopping. I don't even go to church anymore because the walk from the parking lot, we go to a fairly large church, into the church, and then walking back to the car, it's like, nope. So my life has really been disrupted by this. This stuff is so good. I love this stuff. I was thinking about getting the new liquid version, and I know it's not exactly this. This never really dries down all the way, and I've heard that the liquid version actually does have an ability to kind of dry down and set, and I feel like, I'm really happy with this. I like the slight little glow that it gives. I like how light it is, that it's not too much for my skin. That makes me really happy. And yes, I do use an enormous brush with this, but I feel like it softly diffuses everything, and I really like that. I'm going to take the About Face Cheek Freak. This is the shade Champagne Room. I'm going to use another enormous brush. These are both powder brushes, but I like using them for products like this, especially ones that aren't too pigmented or too wet. So I picked up a little bit, and then I can just lightly pounce this on top, and it does a really good job of blending it for me, and I don't have to work too hard because I'm lazy. I'm going to throw on maybe a 2 shadow look using this. When I tried this for the first time, I will link the video for you in the description box down below. I was like, where have you been all my life? I was so blown away. I loved it. I don't know kind of what's in store for me this summer, and it all depends on how my next round of injection goes. There's one specific location where I feel like the tube in my abdomen is poking, and it's been hurting so much, and it feels like it's in the same place. And I had surgery in December to shorten it and to move it, and I'm still having pain there. So when I went to go see my pain doctor, he was using an ultrasound machine to help him find exactly where the nerves were so he could block the nerves. So right before he's doing the injection, he has the transducer for the ultrasound like over the mic. He's like, where does it hurt? I'm like, it's right here. So he puts it over there. He's like, oh my goodness, you have a seroma. Now I was like, oh, is this a seroma? A seroma is a sac filled with fluid. It's like a cyst. But the reason that it kind of pops up and comes up is because there is trauma in that area, and the body, if you've ever had like a blister, that clear fluid that fills up the blister is called serous fluid. And so this is one of those things that our body's response to trauma is creating serous fluid, and a seroma is a internal pocket of serous fluid. And I was like, well, if it's caused by trauma, maybe. I was like, I've been poked there for the last 9 months. At this point, it's been 10 months. But the other thing that's really interesting is that I did a little Googling, and I know we should not believe Dr. Google. Okay, don't do that. I know not to believe Dr. Google, and I have enough medical people in my life that I can call up and I can ask. My dad's a doctor, my father-in-law's a doctor. I have a lot of relatives who are either physician assistants or nurse practitioners, or like there are a lot of nurses. There's a lot of people I can ask. So I don't really just rely on Dr. Google. But the one thing that I learned is that if you have a VP shunt and there is a pocket of fluid close to where the end of the tube is, it may be a very rare complication that almost never happens, called a pseudocyst. And I was like, what? No. Because like all of the problems that I've had, all of the problems that I have are rare. Like I have pseudotumor cerebri. That's pretty rare. I have a Chiari malformation, and less than 1% of the population has that. I have idiopathic intracranial hypertension, another thing that is one, very few people have. And anytime there's a surgery, if you're gonna get a complication, it's gonna be me. I'm gonna have one. I had just like my gallbladder removed, and guess what? I had such a bad complication, I had to go back into the hospital for 5 days and have 3 more surgeries just to get my gallbladder removed. So it was a 4 surgery procedure when it should have been 1 outpatient. The reason I ended up with a brain infection, back in 2017 was because I had a fluid leak, a spinal fluid leak. Normally they'll suture it shut so tight that nothing leaks out, but if spinal fluid comes out, it means that germs and bacteria can get in, and that's how I got an infection. So like if there's a complication to be had, it's going to be me. So part of me is now wondering, because if I press on my abdomen in that one area, that one spot where it's always hurt, I can feel a little bump there, and I'm like, is this scar tissue? Is this a seroma? Is it a pseudocyst? And so I have a lot of questions to ask. And my pain doctor doesn't know enough about the neurological aspects of it and the complications that come with VP shunts. So he's like, if this next round of injections don't work, you're going back to the neurosurgeon. And if it is, they're going to have to go in and remove, if it is a pseudocyst, they'd have to go in and remove it. But we're not there yet. But there is the talk of if the pain doesn't like evaporate, we're going to have to move it from this side to this side. And I don't want to do that. I don't. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I'm hoping to get all of these appointments like taken care of and planning, done before my kids are back from their break with my folks. They're going to be there till mid-July, but we'll see. I don't know that I'll be able to get everything done and taken care of. I really like this shade I'm using here. I thought it was going to be too yellow based. This is called Sandstone. It's really lovely. I'm going to take this shade here. This is called Aurum, and I'm just going to lightly tap it across the lid. I don't want too much. I want just a little gilding. Okay, I can't keep looking at these eyebrows. These eyebrows are killing me. This little, is it 2-in-1, 3-in-1 Build-A-Brow? It's the 2-in-1 Build-A-Brow from Maybelline. It's been really I forgot to put this in my May favorites. I've been using this a lot. I actually really like it. I wish the clear gel on the other end was a little bit stronger, but it's this teeny tiny pen that doesn't put too much product down, that creates perfect hair-like strokes. Oh man, I love this thing. And then there's the clear gel on the other side. If this had a little bit better hold, I would like it better. My eyebrows are not just unruly, they have a mind of their own. They want to go where they want to go. And this gel doesn't keep them exactly where I want them. I do much better with the NYX Control Freak or the 24-hour brow setter from Benefit, but I like using this because it's right here and it's convenient. So I feel like at this point, now that I have my hairs where I want them, I have a little kind of gap right in here. I'm going to try and fill this in. And it doesn't look too heavy. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I like the way that these end up looking. And the fact that I only have like half an eyebrow, like from here in, it's pretty dark. And then from the center out, it's like, oh, 4 little hairs. So let me draw on my other 4 little hairs. I need a little eyeliner and I'm trying to decide what I want to wear. I think I'm going to go with this one. This is the only eyeliner I continue to use from the 3 that I bought from the Lisa Eldridge brand. And this is the one that, it's because of the color. This is the color Renaissance Gold. It's so pretty. These glide effortlessly, like unlike anything else I've ever tried. I love that. I feel like these glide even a little bit better than the Victoria Beckham eye cajoles, but these are so smooth and so great, but they don't set down. And you know, when I remember watching Lisa's launch video for these, she said that you have about 40 seconds of playtime and then they sit down. I never found that to be the case, and that's why I'm like, and they're kind of expensive. I want to easy off with my mascara tonight, so I'm going to pull my Hamish Smudge Stop. This is the volumizing formula. I'm not even curling my lashes. I mean, I probably should, but like I'm being lazy. I'm ready for a lippy, so I'm going to grab my Lisa Eldridge 01 lip liner. I'm going to throw on this lipstick from the Egyptian Queen collection from What's Up Beauty. This one's called Eye of Ra. I really like this color, and I feel like I need just a touch of gloss, so I'm going to put this on. This is from About Face. This is the shade Adore Me, and it's like a really nice kind of chocolatey brown, but I want just a little bit. All right, the last thing I'm going to do is throw on some of this. This is the Balm Essential from Chanel. This is the sculpting shade. Okay, I tried this for the first time last week, and it's so pretty. So pretty. So I love the glow, but I like that there is no glitter suspended in here. This is basically just a little bit of kind of dewy, aka sweaty, for the cheeks to really, you know, kind of make it look like I've been wearing it for a little bit. But I love, 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 love this. It's so pretty. I feel like this turned out really good. I am loving the slightly peachy lip with the peachy blush, and this glow, oh, like it's not too much. It's just enough, and there's no sparkle. It's just radiant skin. Oh, I love, 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 love. I want to know, when you're thinking about a easy summer look, what are you doing? I like the pared down eye where there's not as much eyeshadow as the last time I tried this palette when I had like 7 different shades on my eyes. I love being able to reach for things that I know are not going to melt in the heat. Like, go for a tubing mascara if you don't want any transfer, if you don't want any smudging or crumbling. Tubing mascara is where it's at. This one's $14 and it's beautiful. They also have a curving version of this, a curling version. So this is the volumizing, but there is a curling wand as well. And I really feel like this mix of, you know, high-end and drugstore, because I had some About Face, some e.l.f., like the affordable mascara. There's a lot of good stuff here. What do you reach for when you're trying to build a beautiful but easy and less involved summer look? I'd love to know. Thank you so, so much for watching. Have an incredible day, and I'll see you again soon.